Now let's say you need a budget smartphone with a good deal of 5G connectivity, 90Hz refresh rates, good battery life, and from a reputable brand. Well, that's the Poco M3 Pro 5G, right? But are these enough reasons for you to go pick up this $180 smartphone, or is there a catch to getting this device? Now that's what we're going to find out in this video. And so without taking much of your time, yo guys, let's get started. Before I go ahead with this video, the Poco M3 Pro 5G unit I have here was sent to me from Banggood, a website where you can purchase this smartphone, especially considering the fact that you can't get the Poco M3 Pro 5G here in Nigeria. You can purchase the smartphone now from Banggood at about 20% discount since they are celebrating their 15th year anniversary, and they will have it shipped to you on time. Now back to the video. Of course, as with other devices from Xiaomi, Redmi, Poco, you should expect a charger, which is 18 watts in this case. You get a TPU case, connecting USB-C cables, some stickers and manual, and that should be about all you get from within the box with the Poco M3 Pro 5G. The design here maintains a plastic body as expected, with the camera module to this corner here and the whole Poco branding thing, which I really don't know how to feel about here. And with this plastic material choice here, it's definitely a fingerprint magnet. Volume rocker and power button, which doubles as a fingerprint sensor to the right, a hybrid SIM tray to the left, USB-C and downfiring speakers, and that IR blaster, audio jack port, and secondary microphone to the top. The front side gives you a display with a centered hole punch notch, Gorilla Glass 3 protection. I mean, this is basic, nothing extraordinary. Now let's go over to the display on the Poco M3 Pro. Back to this display here, well, it's a 6.5-inch IPS LCD panel with a full HD plus resolution. That's slightly above the 1920 you are used to, and you get 90Hz refresh rates on the smartphone. I mean, scrolling is quite smooth and you get a decently sharp LCD for this kind of display here, and it gets up to 500 nits in brightness, which is plenty bright enough for day-to-day activities. Pretty much anyone here can live with this display. I'm not trying to say this is the best display for the price. I mean, the Samsung Galaxy A22 is brighter and looks better. That's AMOLED and they are similarly priced, but for an LCD, this works well. I have Android 11, MIUI 12, 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of storage on my unit. You can get 6 gigs of RAM or 128 gigs of internal storage variants out there. As far as the ease of use with the whole software situation on the Poco M3 Pro, I think I'm pretty much comfortable with MIUI at this point, and it feels like a natural thing to use right now for me. The lovely animation, the gestures, and all that, but you should expect a couple bloatware apps on the smartphone and the occasional ads popping up this smartphone when you use it. You can expand the memory unit using the hybrid micro SD card slots on the Poco M3 Pro, hence you have to let go of one SIM space while you want to use an memory expansion slot rather. So still on the performance, you get the MediaTek Dimensity 700 chipset, which does handle graphic intensive apps quite well in my test. Surely you would notice the stutters, but this device performs well for its price. Of course, you should expect slightly better performance if you go for the 6 gigs, 128 gigs variant. Now with the Poco M3 Pro, of course 5G, 5000 mAh battery is what you get here, and it can be charged from 0 to 100 in about 2 hours using the 18-watt charger included in the box. As far as how long it takes to drain the Poco M3 Pro, definitely over a day of mid-heavy use. It pretty much would take you into the next day, and you have nothing to really worry about in this aspect, the whole battery thing going on with the Poco M3 Pro. 5000 mAh battery, did I mention that? Okay, so the rear cameras are 3 in total. You have the 48 megapixel main lens, 2 megapixel macro, and a 2 megapixel depth sensor. And the front side gives you this 8 megapixel sensor, making it a total of 4 cameras on the smartphone. Now, as much as I think the camera is quite decent, passable at best, I feel this could have been better than what it actually is right now. Most times, to nail that perfect shot with the Poco M3 Pro, you have to run multiple takes and select the best of them all. Also, the photos from here look washed out and a lot of times overexposed. And that's not exactly what the average user wants from a smartphone around this price point. Most people would love to see vibrant looking and more saturated images from this kind of smartphones, and that's the reason I would go with the Samsung Galaxy A22 over the Poco M3 Pro. Videos can be recorded at up to 1080p 30fps with no form of stabilization, as can be seen from this footage. You can get the 4 gigs, 64 gig variant, which I have here for around $180, roughly 92,000 naira, while the maxed out variant, the 128 gigs variant, retails for around $210 or 110,000 naira. But like I mentioned earlier, you can get the smartphone cheaper for about 20% off right now from Banggood. So what are my final thoughts on the Poco M3 Pro? If you need an affordable or budget 5G smartphone right now that features 90Hz refresh rates, good performance, great battery life, the Poco M3 Pro 5G is definitely one device to keep an eye on. But if 5G isn't an issue or something you are bothered about right now, I mean you shouldn't be, then there are better options out there. You should look elsewhere. For me, the camera is a deal breaker since I could get something slightly better in that aspect and around this price point. I don't really care about the performance when I handle budget smartphones at this price. The cameras matter more to me. That's been it. Talk to you guys in the next one. Cuídate.